Well, ladies and gentlemen,
We need to go to the
let's
temple.
You're a driven woman. I'll give you that.
um Prince of Persia 2008 Part 2. So I stopped. We have 60 light seats, so we need to get back to temple to improve an ability to learn the breath of Ormuz. You should return to the temple. See, that's what we need to do to learn this ability to level up. And there is something that I was watching the video to check whether you hear me well, whether you hear the game well. I actually increased a little bit the sound because it's true that different games are different as weird
This way.
as it sounds, or as funny as it sounds. But and it's something that I personally don't really like. What I'm speaking specifically about the different sound effects. I don't like that there is no kind of I don't really know how can I call it. It's not a stable version, but more like different games have different sound effects, and they are different because in some games they are loud and in some games they are quiet, and it creates a problem because you can never know for sure when you start to record the first chapter, the first video of the playthrough series. You can never know for sure the how will it sound in the end. So it creates a problem because I mean, usually what happens is that if you're streaming, your viewers can kind of correct you. They can tell you that we don't really hear well the in-game sounds. But unfortunately, because I'm recording, I'm not streaming right now. No one can correct the sound, and so I'm at the point where I start to record, and
Let's go back to the
then
temple.
I need to rewatch the video to check whether there are any problems with this or that. So that's a little kind of explanation. In any case, I was
Come on,
I
let's
was
go
what
to the temple.
I was rewatching the video of the first part, and so I increased a little bit the sound in the OBS, and so I explain all of that just to tell you that in OBS I'm kind of artificially reducing the sound, and so in different games sometimes you need to increase the sound, sometimes you need to reduce, and it's not stable because you need to change all the settings, and it's kind of annoying a little bit, but well. And there was an interesting moment in the first part that I actually didn't really comment, and this is probably one of the reasons why I like Alec as a character. When Prince and Elika were staying right over there, right on the map, and I'll just if I'll be able to edit it, I will show you the
Listen to
video
me? The vision, it means we should go back.
just like that. I love
You're
them.
an attractive lady.
I've got a brain, too.
Pity you're wasting both.
And you're the person to lecture me on that?
And so Elika, Prince
When are we
says,
going back to the temple?
"You're an attractive lady."
Are you
And
sure it's a good
Elika
idea to be this close?
answers, "I got a brain too." And I was thinking about it, you know, and
We need to go to the temple.
You're a driven woman. I'll give you that.
that's why I like Elika is because that's probably how I would answer this question. That's how I would react. Because I think that we are living in a very superficial world. And I find it weird that girls are not reacting to such comments. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, girls are attractive. But they're attractive from a perspective of a boy, of a guy, of a man. But, so I am the opposite sex. This is why I find them attractive. But girls, they should logically find men attractive, right? And so I find it weird that a lot of girls, they allow themselves to be, other people compliment them, which is probably not bad. It's great to compliment people, but a lot of girls, they only care about their kind of the exterior aspect, so their appearance. And for me, it's a big problem. This is probably one of the reasons why I almost never make any comments about someone's attractiveness or something. And I've mentioned that in some other videos. Probably one of the stories that I have told you during my Witcher adventures, when I played The Witcher 3. I was at some restaurant with my friend, probably maybe fast food restaurant, something, McDonald's or whatever. And a friend of mine was looking at people who were living and who were coming to McDonald's or whatever the restaurant was. And I told him, like, stop staring at people, because I mean there were a lot of girls and stuff. And he said, I mean, there's nothing about it, I'm just looking at them. And he really looked at them. He wasn't like, oh my god, they're all so attractive or something. He just got this habit of just looking at people. But like, it's not only to throw a glance, he's really looking at them for quite some time. And so I told him, like, stop looking at people, that's weird. And I think at some point he said that, I mean, some girls are attractive or something like that. And then he said something like, I've never heard you say to comment anything. But that moment, it was like 7 or 8 years that we knew each other, and he was like, I don't remember, I don't recall you saying that a girl is attractive somewhere like that randomly on the street or something. And you know, it's funny, but that's true. I almost never make any comments like that. It's like super rare to hear a compliment from me. Don't get me wrong, I think it's fine to make compliments to your partner. If you date someone, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, complimenting them is absolutely normal. Complimenting random people it's just not my style. I do not particularly consider it arrogance or something. I just do not make comments about people's appearances, neither good nor bad, and that's it. And so why I'm explaining all of this is because a lot of girls, they are you see, it's almost like Elika was offended when Prince said, "You're an attractive lady," and she said,
Please,
"I got a brain
to
too."
the temple.
And I think that's a big problem in our current world. Is that a lot of girls, not only there are a lot of guys who are making these compliments, but there are a lot of girls who accept them, and it creates a problem, at least for me, in my opinion. it creates a problem because I see, and this is probably one of the reasons why I don't make any compliments about women, is that I consider women more than simply a physical aspect. And the fact that I find girls attractive, it's normal because I'm a boy, you see. So like, the problem is that girls are not only kind of a some kind of artificial things that we're here to just say that, oh, how attractive you are. They also have personalities. They can make jokes. They have brains, and they can work. They can study. They can do a bunch of different things. And I value brain way more than, and character way more than simple attractiveness. There are a lot of attractive people out there in the world, but a lot of them are empty. You just need to open Instagram. You'll see a lot of attractive people there, but a lot of them are just super empty. They can't speak about anything important. They only speak about, oh, I have my social life, I need money, and I just need to be attractive, and that's it. It's a big problem, you see. And this is why probably I like, as I said, I like Elika's character. I like her personality more than, I mean, of course, this game is from 2008, so probably making comments about their attractiveness, especially that it's some kind of a cartoonish graphic, it's not that easy. I mean, I suppose she's attractive. She doesn't look that bad, but you know, of course, it's her face is not, and Prince's face is not as kind of maybe developed as a face of someone of some character from a game from 2022 or 2023 or something, or even in Red Dead Redemption that was released in 2018. But so her answer, you see, that's probably how I would react. I'm not a girl, so I'm glad that I'm not a girl. But the way she answered, it's like almost she underlined that you might be attractive. I might be attractive. It's not bad, maybe, but I have a brain too. So like, I have a personality, and I think this is something that I want to be known for. Attractiveness is something subjective. It's true that we might find, let's just take a silly example, I don't know, whatever. Do not really pay attention to the example, but to the kind of the meaning of the example. Let's say Adele is attractive, or Angelina Jolie, or whatever. You take whoever you want. And it's true that some amount of people might find them attractive, but there are also personal preferences. Some people might find, I don't know, Ivanka Trump. Some people might find Selena Gomez attractive. Some people might find Jennifer Lopez attractive. Some people might find someone else attractive. There are a bunch of attractive people out there. But I think in my case, I think someone can be attractive. And how I think about it, you can be attractive, you see. But I don't think that to be known for your attractiveness is something good, because attractiveness it's superficial, you see. You might wake up in the morning, you won't have your makeup, your hair will be messy, your face will be messy or something, you need to take a shower and stuff. You won't be that attractive as when you're prepared, you have your hair done and other things done, even for a guy, you see. So attractiveness it depends how you look at it, when you look at it, when you look at person, at what time of day and stuff. While if you're known for your good character or for your skills, it's way more important and it's way more valuable. I think Me personally, I would rather be known than as, hey, look, it's that guy who is intelligent, or he's saying some interesting things, or he's charismatic or something, and you might be attractive at the same time. But that's not the main quality that people are thinking about, right? Johnny Depp might be attractive, but I don't think that's the main quality that we know him for. Johnny Depp played in a bunch of different movies. Like he played as Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean Sea. He played as Willy Wonka. He played as someone else. Um, we know him for his skills, first of all. And that's the case for a bunch of other actors and people. And I think it's way more valuable to be known for your skills because you are good at something, rather than to be known simply for your physical aspect. Because as I said, your physical aspect, you might be sick, you might be um you might get into some kind of an accident and break your arm, leg, nose, whatever, or something else will happen. You will get burned, and you won't be as attractive physically. But if you're known for your personality, people will still value you as a person. While if you're known only for your physical attractiveness, it will eventually fade away, or something might happen to you and it might fade away. And people will forget you. This is why as I said, I really like kind of how Elika reacted, and this is how I maybe want some other girls to react when some boys are saying, well, you're attractive. There's nothing bad about saying thank you or something like that. But I feel like I don't remember hearing any girl kind of answering like Elika. It doesn't mean that such girls do not exist. They exist. But it was almost like kind of a reminder that maybe I'm attractive, maybe I'm a princess, but I have a brain too. I'm very well read, and I can speak, and I got a personality. As I said, that's probably how I would react. I think I'm glad that I'm not a girl. It would really bother me that that people might speak with me not because they're interested in my personality, not because they're interested in me as a person, but they are interested simply in my physical aspect, in my kind of attractiveness or something. So I'm really glad that I'm not a girl, because I think that question would really bother me. Especially with the opposite sex. Maybe with girls, when you speak with girls, girls, I mean, you won't probably think about that, because why would your the same sex think something about you? You're on average, you'll be just friends or colleagues or whatever. But when you are speaking with the opposite sex, especially with guys are super superficial. I'm not accusing guys. It's true that we're all the same. I'm exactly like that as well. We all prefer like symmetrical faces, and good body shapes or something like that, curves and stuff. It's probably normal. It's somewhere deep inside of us, so there's nothing really crazy about it. But a lot of guys are very superficial, even more than that. They only care about the big breasts and other things, and it's kind of problematic. they said, how can you be, and that's the, I'm glad I'm not a girl, because I think that's the kind of biggest thought that I had when I was thinking that, how is it being a girl? And um, thinking about this idea that how can you ever be sure that a guy is speaking with you just because you have an interesting personality or something like that. It might be, because a lot of guys do that. He might be speaking, or they might be speaking with you purely because you're attractive, and it's really bothering me. Bothering me. I'm not a girl. I'm not a. People do not speak with me because I'm super attractive or something. I'm a. For guys, it works differently, and it's great. It's great. We don't have these problems. We have other problems. We get ghosted all the time. We can try to speak with girls and they will ignore us completely because they got 200 other guys that are waiting for them to answer them. But you know, something like that.
We're alive, so he must be trapped. Ow!
It can't be.
After what's happened so far today, you think there's anything that can't be?
These plates haven't been lit for generations. The healings must have had an effect.
Will they keep Armin trapped?
No. They gave the Ura their powers. Now that they're active, we can reach the other fertile grounds. If we heal those...
Then he'll be trapped and we can get out of here?
Yes.
Which one do we pick?
They each allow us to get to different areas. It depends where we want to go.
This place is the back of beyond. Gold statues, gold coins, gold. You still want me to leave, Princess? Where to now?
Just keep going. That will allow us to enter fertile grounds in the City of Light and the Royal Palace. This will let us enter fertile grounds in the Citadel and the Vale. I'm ready.
We have to use these powers to get up to the fertile grounds?
Yes, they were used to protect them.
You're gonna have to teach me how to use them. If the powers were meant to protect the fertile grounds, why are we meeting Armin's friends there?
The lands have been corrupted. Ahriman's followers cannot use the plates. The powers come from Ormaz, the god of light.
Can't this Ormaz stop Armin?
No one knows where he is.
Some god of light sticking us with his problems.
1,000 years ago, after the war here, Ormaz imprisoned Ahriman. He left the Ura to guard the prison.
And?
And he left. No one knows to where. Since then, the Ura lost the powers he gave them, and the prison is weakened.
You can't just pray a bit, bring him back?
If Ormaz were here, he would stop this. He's not, so it is up to us.
You have powers. Does that mean Ormaz is coming back?
It is not Ormaz who has given them to me. It is the temple.
Elika, please, I did this for you. The task of our people is past. The tree grows weak.
Are those your words? Or Ahriman's?
Where was Ormaz when your mother was taken from us? Where was he in your hour of need? Elika, I am your father. I am your king.
Say, the next time you want to win your daughter back, you could try just giving her a pony. The apocalypse doesn't really cut it. Hey,
We have one of the powers of Ormaz. We can reach more of the fertile grounds. Let's go to them.
We will eventually discover why all of that happened. You'll see that it's not that simple. This game is a jewel in my collection. Probably a lot of people will skip this game and might not be as interesting for the vast majority of people, but I consider this game
where should we head for?
as one of the best games that I have.
And again!
Of course, it's different from I don't know, The Witcher 3 or Red Dead Redemption. They are more developed. They have a lot of side quests. They're interesting, and I like them. I'm not comparing them. It's like comparing apples, oranges, and bananas. They're all good. None of them, at least for me, none of them are better than the other one. I like oranges the same way I like apples and I like bananas. I don't have any preferences, you see. They are meant maybe for different situations. When you are hungry, you're maybe not going to eat an apple because there is this acidity that might not be good when you're hungry. And you might have consequences. So maybe you will eat bananas when you're hungry. You can eat 2 or 3 bananas. Well, if you eat 3 apples, then you'll have, at least me, I can eat, once I ate, when I was hungry, I ate 5 apples, and then I spent the next 2 hours in the toilet because I had problems. Because when there's just too much acidity, or maybe it's just my body doesn't really accept it, but based on what I've read on internet, I'm not the only one like that. So the same thing for oranges probably. You're not going to eat because they have some kind of acidity, so bananas are better. But they're all good for their own situations, and this is why this game is... You can't compare things that are not comparable. I just like this game. As I said, I consider it as the jewel in my collection of playthrough.
Where to now?
Not all games have to be 150 hours long, like The Witcher 3 or something, to be considered great. There is some kind of greatness in simplicity.
The fertile ground is up on that plateau. We can use the vines to get up there, then make our way across.
Make our way across to what?
Let's find out.
I can see why Ahriman is angry. Trapped for 1,000 years.
It is of his own making. Ormaz and Ahriman are brothers, created to balance the universe, until Ahriman decided to take it all. The cost was terrible, but eventually Ormaz and the Ura trapped him here in the tree. The world was free of Ahriman. It was supposed to be free forever.
What are all these pipes?
When Ahriman took the city from the Ura, the alchemist conducted his experiments here. He used prisoners to build these things, and as subjects for his experiments.
Scary guy, this alchemist, then.
He can make the corruption act for him. He shapes it, makes it become what he wishes.
There was a potter I knew like that. Oh, the things she could do with her hands. These experiments.
They were for science. It means
Polymaths, alchemists, astronomers. Colorful things that go bang and lots of numbers. See? Even I read a book once. Science and alchemy. Alchemy and science. Interesting subjects.
we didn't turn lead to gold. Sorry.
Where to now? Oh, sorry. Forgot you were there. Do we need more light seeds?
It's the alchemist.
Think we just lost our way out of here.
If we can't keep above the corruption, we'll lose more than that.
Corruption better not be rising like this everywhere, or we're in even deeper trouble. Not exactly polite. He hardly knows us and he's trying to kill us.
We'd better get higher.
I wish I had listened to what my mother had said. Be ready!
Try not to get your feet wet.
Because it might end up badly.
Quick, we need to cross under there.
Sure, climb on the roof. It's not like gravity ever killed anyone.
Keep moving!
Well done!
We need to reach him, to stop him.
Hey, step away from there. There you go.
Here we go.
Attack it!
Let's try some magic. We must block. You have to block.
Now that should teach you something!
Be alert. He might return.
Go work your magic. We should find some more light seeds. Corruption is gone. It looks like we have a way out of here.
You know, I was thinking yesterday when we were healing these fertile grounds, I don't know if it was their intent, but when Elika heals them, it's almost like she's kind of giving birth, and maybe it's somehow connected to the fact that usually women are shown as life givers, and see, Elika is basically giving life to this land. Labors and stuff. Just random thoughts, but
The Ura produced scientists, mathematicians, artists, poets. This was a place the most learned people in the world sought to come to. And now it's this.
Well, I think I'd rather face the alchemist again than have to talk about poetry. You don't act like a princess.
How do princesses act?
All the money, none of the sense. Don't know which end of a camel eats and which end...
I know which end of a camel does what.
A princess. A real princess.
What about you? Who are you?
There's not a lot to tell. So, have you...
I'm not saying anything until you share something about you. So, why were you in the desert with a donkey loaded with gold?
I was on my way home.
From where?
Oh, it's not where you've come from. It's where you're going that matters. Your turn to tell me something.
You've still not said where you got the gold.
I found it.
You found it. You're a thief.
I'm an adventurer.
You're a thief.
I reclaim abandoned property. I was a few days from here. I'd heard rumors of a tomb. A little bit of digging, small amount of hiding. I forget one donkey. I could have loaded 20, 30. Those guards hadn't turned up. Still, I got away with enough to keep life pleasurable for at least a few more years.
You robbed the dead.
A lot easier than robbing the living. Why am I being punished? Sure, I took a little gold, but the owner's been dead for 300 years. It's not like he was gonna do anything with it.
Who's out there waiting for you?
Whole world full of people.
Is there no one you've got close to?
Trust yourself and you don't need to.
Trusting your own judgment can get lonely.
You rely on someone else, they'll just let you down.
You haven't let me down.
You haven't known me long enough.
Tell me about your family.
I don't have a family.
Well, you came from somewhere.
Yes, and I'm going somewhere else. Want to play a game? Come on, it'll be fun.
The world's about to end, and you want to play a game?
Might as well die happy.
What sort of game is this?
Well, I see something, and you have to guess what it is.
How can I guess that?
You just guess.
Grass.
No.
Rock.
New?
This is a stupid game.
Want another go?
No. Path.
No.
This is impossible.
The game would be easier if we played it by the rules.
There are rules?
Yeah. I tell you the first letter.
Then why didn't you do that?
You didn't give me a chance.
Can we get to the fertile ground?
S.
Are you still playing that game?
S.
Sky.
Hey, you got it. Okay, your turn. Come on, your turn.
For what? C.
Corruption.
Yes. Can we go on?
S.
Sky again?
Now you're getting it.
You picked Sky again?
No, but you're getting a hang of the rules.
Oh, thanks. They're so complex, I was worried they might evade me.
S.
Scar.
No.
Scarf?
No.
Shrine?
Aha! No.
I give up.
It's too soon to give up.
I give up!
Soulless follower of Ahriman.
I am amazed no one threw you overboard on your sea trips.
G.
Are you still playing?
G.
Gauntlet.
Yes!
You want to make this game harder?
Want to play the game again for forfeits?
No.
You know, I'm starting to see why you love it here. This is a better look for the place. You can actually breathe here. Nothing trying to kill us. Grass under my feet. Quiet. What can you hear? Huh. Nothing. It's great, isn't it? I wonder how much longer we have. This place is crazier than a boat shop in a desert town.
I don't know who created those dialogues, but bravo, bravo. Seriously, I just great job. It's just. This is probably why I prefer to see people 1v1. What I mean is that I don't really like gathering in big groups. I prefer to see people, my friends or something, when there are only two of us. Because you can have random interactions, you can have random jokes or something that maybe others won't understand, and that you can, you know, there's some kind of chemistry between you two. It doesn't particularly mean that it has to be a girl. It can be your best friend, male friend or something, or female friend if you're a girl. But it's just I don't know, this kind of a chemistry, you know. That's great. That's crazy. I like it. It's crazy how it works. That's exactly, I mean, I'm not going to say about anything about how would it be if they were a couple or something, but they do have something, say, place based on dialogues that they created for them. It's working well between them, I suppose.
There's another one.
I think over the time you stop the use of irony. It depends on people, but I feel like with age we get more calm and we stop acting like things are obvious, and we would rather explain them than as I said, pretend that they're obvious. But you know, so maybe a wild guess, I'd say that Prince and Alucard both are in their like 20s, from 20 to 30 or something. Let's say something like that. So they don't seem to be old. Hey! This is why their dialogues, you see, there is this kind of
Thanks.
comical aspect. It's not something maybe that people of 30 years old would do. It's not how they'd speak. Though, as I said, it depends on people. Of course, there are always exceptions. And I don't know couples very well. I don't really know. I know that men like to joke about certain things that girls do. I don't know. maybe random examples about the fact that girls, there is a lot of hair when you live with a girl. There is a lot of hair everywhere. There are a bunch of different products that she uses in the bathroom. I don't know, different shampoos, a bunch of other things. I don't even know their names. But
Excuse me?
there might be some other jokes about, like, between boys and girls, you see, because we don't always see things the same way. So I can't really say much, but maybe it's this way even for people who are 30 or 40 years old. I don't have much experience with that, so I can't really say much. But it's really, it adds some kind of a comical, it adds some kind of a comedy, maybe. Not comical, maybe it adds some kind of a comedy to their interactions or adventures.
Dar Khidmate Ormas.
Here you go.
We're entering the Citadel. If the corrupted return to their places, the hunter will be here. The fertile ground is at the top of that tower.
And we can reach this one.
Yes.
Then let's get to the top of that tower. I get the feeling we're not alone here.
Once we reach the fertile ground, we should be safe.
Can you see the hunter?
We can't worry about him. Let's get to the top of that tower.
Ready to face certain death again? These trousers were new. Do we need to pick up some more of these light seeds?
They will help us.
Buzz! Can you hear us?
Ormas makes me think about Aslan. The way Lewis portrayed him in Chronicles of Narnia. Especially at the end of the first movie, if you look at what Aslan did when Lucy was looking at Aslan and Mr. Tumnus, she was kind of sad looking at him. Maybe she even cried, I don't remember. And Tumnus said that, don't be sad or something, he's a free lion and he goes wherever he wants and he comes back whenever he wants. And it's like that he's not staying at the same place, and so Ormas, the fact that he kind of left but he exists, it makes me think about kind of Aslan. He just leaves and then goes somewhere else or something. He's not always present. That's kind of interesting.
We'll be fine. I hope. Hey, is this always going to weaken you as much?
I don't know. I've never driven Ahriman from a land before.
This place is crazier than a boat shop in a desert town. Settle down, find a girl, adventuring will kill you. I think my mother was right. Corruption. Looks bad, feels bad, smells terrible.
Every light suit counts.
That's another. Now.
Ready yourself. On them!
Here we go. Alaka! Ah! Hang on. Okay, I see where this is going. Oh,
No,
you're
it's
heavier
interesting.
than you look.
This is the, I don't know, the third time that I played in 3 years maybe, or in 4 years maybe. But I feel like every time when I hear their dialogues, I'm just happy to be back here to hear them joke about random things. This kind of see their chemistry. I can't say that I don't know what other dialogues or other interactions between characters I like as much as their interactions and their just random talks and stuff. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just super subjective. But I don't know. There is something about it. It's like every time you play this game, you relive their story.
That's it.
It's not even particularly related to kind of shaping them and some kind of a romantic story. It's just, as I said, they have a good chemistry. It just works very well between these two characters. Whoever created dialogues made a great job.
And over. Where to now?
The music is really great. It fits well. This game. So by replaying this game, it's like these characters never die, they never separate, they're always here waiting for you. That's the case for a lot of games. I can say the same thing about The Witcher 3, for example. The Witcher 3 is really great, I like it as well. But it's just different. In The Witcher 3 you mostly play alone. Yes, you look for Ciri, yes you can in the end be with Triss or Yennefer. You have a lot of interactions with Yennefer because you're looking for her. But it's just different. Here it's about their relationship. It's about Prince and Elika. In The Witcher 3, you're mostly alone. Kill creatures alone, you do quests alone. Yes, you see different friends and enemies here and there, but you travel alone. Maybe with Roach, but Roach doesn't really speak, except for that quest in Blood and Wine. But here, you travel, it's a kind of a couple, Prince and Elika. They work together. That's really great.
Keep your eyes open.
Why are you so jumpy?
I'm not jumpy. It's just there's quiet and then there's too quiet. I was gonna settle down. Do we need to pick up some more of these light seeds?
They will help us.
Anything to eat around here? I'm getting hungry. This is as good a place to stand around as any. Maz, can you hear us? Watch the edge!
It looks quiet.
Don't say it's quiet. Don't ever say it's quiet. Any idea where the fertile ground is?
Up there. Shall we try and heal it?
The hunter's gotta be around here somewhere. And I get the feeling he's territorial. You know, if I sold my soul, I'd want a lot more. Shall we find some more light seeds? Temple guards, pirates, crazed mobs. Oh, those are the good times. Armin's supposed to be a legend. I told you, never say it's quiet.
Well done.
Is that where we're going?
Yes.
Why do we always have to go towards the bad guys? Is there another way up there?
Just that plate.
No element of surprise, then. Good. I like playing fair. Any ideas?
I saw another plate over there. We'll have to get round to it.
Keep an eye out for our friend. He's gone quiet. That's bound to mean trouble. Get away from it all. Go on adventures, they said.
Please be careful.
How do you want to spend today? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I want to get eaten. keep going.
I just want to die today.
Thanks. Go. Well done! I don't think he's happy to see us. I hope that hurt!
He can't hear you.
You can't? And you're an ugly mother, too! What?
Every time I play this game, I destroy my mouse. That's just awful. You're clicking like that. It's like this game was meant for a console way more than for a PC. And like, because on joysticks, it's easier to press a button, right? But here you need to press a left mouse button, and that's not how you play on a PC. You usually don't press 30 times left mouse button in 2 seconds. It's just it just feels weird.
Do you want to rest?
Araman won't rest.
You're right. This place is quiet.
Quiet, but not at peace.
Ramaz, can you hear us? Settle down, find a girl. Adventuring will kill you. I think my mother was right. Sharp sword and an empty horizon. Sometimes that's all a man needs. Sometimes.
When I was speaking about perfect female characters yesterday, there is another thing that I need to add, is that you see, it's something that you start to like over time. This kind of witty answers, clever answers. These characters are being kind of cocky in a good way, maybe nothing super bad. I'm speaking about female characters, and then it creates a problem, because then you go to real world and you don't see that in real world.
Excuse me?
Because these dialogues are being created by guys, they can shape kind of they can create oh, what happened? They can create girls, as I said, in an almost a perfect way, in a way that we would like to see girls. But that's not how a lot of girls are in the real world. So it kind of creates a problem, because you see these girls like Elika or Suki or whatever, they keep kind of this perfect balance between being ironic and being normal and being interesting and clever and and ambitious and bunch of other qualities that we appreciate. Um, doesn't mean there are such goals do not exist in the real world, but we get used to seeing them kind of easily. And then we go to real world and we see that a lot of girls are not like that, and it kind of disappoints us. And this is why maybe a lot of guys are, for guys it's normal, for example, it happens sometimes. It's not always the case, but it happens sometimes that guys fall in love with these characters, female characters. And then they
Are you aiming for me?
as I said, you don't want to come back to real world, because you're just like, you see that, you said, look at Alika, she's a princess, she's not dating anyone. This is something, this is as weird as it sounds, but this is important.
As ever.
Fight on!
Work your magic!
Every seed helps us.
Even maybe as weird as it sounds, she's not dating anyone, because this is not the case in the real world. If you look at the vast majority of girls, this is maybe a sad statistics that I'm giving you, but based on my observations, the vast majority of girls by the age of 20, 21 already dated someone. Like, dating someone almost became a necessity. You cannot live your life, you cannot study, you cannot have friends without dating someone. And then a lot of girls, they get heartbroken, because of course a lot of relationships when you're 16 years old or 17 or 18 years old are not good, because I mean, at that age we change so much and so fast that in 2 years we might understand that what we liked when we were 16, for example, we don't like when we are 18. And you go to one college, she goes to another college, or you go to one college and he goes to another college, and
I'm beginning to see why you stayed here.
and you're just you go your separate ways, you see. But when we say dating, quite often we can also say sleeping together, because how many people, how many couples are actually are not sleeping together? That's really rare. Even if they live separately, they live with their parents, they will still, because at that age sexual desires are pretty strong. Quite often people end up sleeping with someone, and it creates a problem, you see, because the reality, as I said, is very different. Here is Alika, young, attractive, smart, because she's reading books. She's royalty, she's not some random peasant. But it's not, for guys, it doesn't really matter whether a girl is from a poor family or from a rich family or something. The most important is the character and the way she behaves, and a bunch of other things. It's not her status that is important. But still, it adds a little bit. Maybe it adds like 1% or 2% or 5% or something to the overall kind of picture of the ideal girl, but it still adds something. So it's not completely useless. Of course, if you can have a girl that is a princess, I mean, why not, right? If she likes you, you like her. And so we have a bunch of characters like that. See, we have Alika.
Here we go.
We have so the other example that I like to give is Suki from How can I get there? I need seats.
Ready.
Suki from The Last Airbender. She's a warrior. She's actually a leader of Kyoshi warriors. So she's not just some random girl. And at the same time, she is
Let me help you.
Thanks.
she's a leader of Kyoshi warriors, and she's not dating anyone either. And then when she meets Sokka, they like each other, even though he is thinking that how can girls beat us and stuff. He ends up training with them, and then he likes
Now we're making some progress.
Suki, and he likes him. She likes him. So you see, after kind of witnessing the stories, we always feel like we're main heroes. We guys are main heroes of these stories, and we see them in video games. We see them in TV shows, and this is why the real world is drastically different, and maybe it feels weird. Because of that, because when you go to real world, you go to, I don't know, online dating apps or something, Tinder or something, or just random language exchange apps. You write a message, you send a message to a girl and she's not answering you, and then you send to 10 other girls, or you like them and they don't answer you. Then you send 200 messages and maybe 5 will answer you or something, and you realize that this is not what we see in video games. And I probably need to make a video about it. I'll make a video about that for my other channel. But it's just the reality is really different from what we see in video games, and it creates a problem, see, because we get used to the kind of plays these main heroes. Girls are helping us, girls are liking us, but reality is super different. This is why probably we as guys, we kind of tend to play a lot of video games, and we tend to think about tend to like all this kind of adventures, because we feel like we're main heroes in something interesting. While in reality, it's not the reality. In reality, it's super different.
I'll be fine.
Help!
And so I was speaking about the female character. So here you are, see, Elka is not saying any weird things. She's not trying to joke about you, saying that, well, who you are, even though he said that he's she discovered that he steals things from dead people.
For you, Ellen.
She's still, she didn't stop speaking with him. No.
And again!
Noneshi.
This is not so fun!
Moshko. Masira Neshandire.
It's attractive when the person is intelligent and he or she makes those random comments and
Elika!
no when he or she
Suppose I
makes
should thank
those
Ormaz?
make those random comments about this or that, and you are kind of joking about it and stuff without mocking the person. You're just joking
Here we
about
go
certain
again.
things. There is a difference between joking and mocking.
Still alive.
Let's go on. Masira Neshandire.
A lot of people are being over sarcastic nowadays. Over without thinking that their words might hurt other people.
Roshanko.
Nice tower. I'd say it was from the ominous and forbidding school of architecture.
The fertile ground is
At the top of the tower. Well, they wouldn't put it on the ground floor, would they? I wish I had listened to what my mother had said.
Aranamaie.
You
I
got
won't be
me!
able to go there, right? Will I?
Now, gods, monsters, crazy women. What's the difference? Ready?
Yes.
Come on!
Yep.
Aranamaie.
It's crazy! Thought we got these slates working.
We have. The fertile ground's at the top of that windmill, but we'll have to go round the outside of it to get to the plates.
You know, I once thought about settling down, milling flour for a living.
Really?
Are you kidding? How boring would that be? Shall we find some more light seeds?
Daughter, the Mate order behind those gears up there.
Cranks and gears, gears and cranks. Isn't there just something we can hit to make it work?
Why don't you try moving those cranks?
Why are you always willing to hit something? Stop being so violent.
Does it need this many controls?
I think one gear turned the millstone. The other must have said how fine the flour was ground.
Is flour relevant right now?
I think the one on the right moves the gears. The other sets their timing.
Any more milling advice? What do I do to get a fluffy loaf?
Think one step ahead. You have to have the gears in position before you turn them into the final place.
Yeah, otherwise the flour might come out too coarse. I mean, if we get a lumpy loaf, we're doomed, right?
Just turn the crank.
I can figure this out. Just give me a second.
There. The gear moved. This is just going to take a little patience.
Turn it now. Turn it now. Give me a hand here.
Give me a head.
Let's turn it. Okay, turn it.
You just teleported. That's fun.
That's it.
Let's get up there. Gears and cranks. You know, most of the temples I've visited had punji stakes. The occasional fake wall, maybe some guards. You hit a few things and everything's great.
Well, maybe the people that put this together wanted to make something that lasted. Did the job well.
Windmills, a hobby of yours?
If you don't understand how a city works, you can't help its people.
Spend your time making a mill, saving, preparing. Might as well be between the millstones with life grinding you down. Patience is overrated.
And you've never heard that good things are worth waiting for?
Good things are good things. Why wait? You
I
want to
can
admire
agree
those mill
more.
workings a bit more, or should we climb the tower? A bag of gold buys you 1,000 bags of flour. What does that tell you? There's more adventure here than in your average lifespan.
That was a very good dream arc. I just, I just, I don't know. That was amazing. It makes me think about that part in first Avenger when Steve is in the taxi cab with Peggy. They're speaking about dancing and stuff, and she asks him, have you ever danced and stuff?" And Steve is like, "No, I have never really danced. It's not easy to dance when girls are and step on you or something like that." And then I don't remember what exactly she said. I think it was something like, "So what are you waiting for?" or something like that, whatever. And Steve answered, "The right partner." Just priceless. And that's a little bit, that's following the same idea, you see. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people nowadays they're acting more like Prince, saying that, "Oh, patience is overrated." Let's for example, just an example, let's start dating at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, doesn't matter. They're not waiting, they're not being patient, they're not waiting for good things. What ends up happening is quite often they end up with bad consequences. Sometimes our consequences are very serious. And I gave this example in one of the videos. I think I knew a girl. We're not really speaking anymore. I suppose she has a lot of problems nowadays. She needs to take care of her kid. But we spoke with her in it was in 2020. She was from Argentina. And she was studying, we spoke in a language exchange. She was studying German because her plan was to go to Germany. She wanted to study in Germany. And it was very courageous, it was very ambitious. She's from a Roman language family. In Argentina, they speak Spanish. And she was studying German, which is, I mean, it's okay, it's not like she was studying Chinese, but still, those languages are different. And it's kind of interesting because, as I said, we started speaking in 2020. We spoke for some time. But so her plan was to go in 2020, but her plan was cancelled because of a bunch of different lockdowns and because of vaccination policy in Europe. And only people from European Union could go to European countries. It was very heavy lockdown for everyone. A bunch of other limitations. But the thing is, so her plan was cancelled and she stayed in Argentina in 2020. Then she planned to go there, to go to Germany as soon as they lifted all the restrictions. What ended up happening is that because she stayed at home for a very long time, she because in Argentina they had some restrictions as well. When Argentinian government lifted all the restrictions, she started going to parties. um, just to just to breathe a little bit of air, because I mean we were I can I'm not blaming her. I kind of understand her situation, why it all started. People were sitting at home. We were only using online tools. It was not easy. We humans are very social creatures. We kind of interact with other people. It's important. For some people it's easier. For me it was easier. It was not a big deal. It was not a big difference for me during lockdown with the real life, because it's true that I do spend a lot of time in front of my PC. Even I don't know. I'm not only because I'm kind of playing video games, but also because I don't know. I'm studying web development, so software engineering, whatever, however you call it. So it's like, but it depends on people. See, there are people who don't really like to sit in front of a PC. I like PCs, but we're all different. So when they lifted restrictions, she started going to parties to see her friends and stuff. What ended up happening is that she met a guy there, and they started dating. We spoke less. We were speaking maybe once every 3 or 4 months. In when she was dating in 2021, 2022 or something. From 2021 to 2022. And they started dating. And when we say dating, we can also say sleeping. Quite often, not always, but quite often that's what happens with people. And so they started sleeping. She got pregnant. What's funny is that funny thing that she told me is that that guy told her that going to parties is bad. So she went to parties. She met that guy at a party, and that guy told her that visiting parties is bad, which is super ironic. This is just the most ironic thing I've ever probably heard. Meeting someone at a party, and that someone, you start to date that someone, and that someone tells you that going to parties is bad. This is just holy memes, boy. But so what ended up happening is that she got they were sleeping together. She got pregnant. He left her. He dumped her when she told him that she's pregnant, and she was 21 when we started speaking. So she's 24 maybe, something like that. 23 or 5, something like that. Doesn't matter. Probably 24. So here she is. She wasn't patient enough. She made mistakes, and her mistakes led her to a situation where she was a 21 years old ambitious girl who was learning German to go to Germany and to stay in Germany, to continue living in Germany, not only to make her studies but to live there apparently and work as well. And she ended up being a 20. I think last time we spoke, it was in 2020, years ago. And she told me that, and right now I decided to keep the kid, and she had a mental breakdown. She visited a psychologist and stuff. I told the story when I played The Witcher 3 in one of the parts. But so I'm repeating. But the thing is, you see, our mistakes lead us to big consequences. And right now she can't go to Germany anymore. She said that my parents are controlling me. She will finish her university, or maybe she finished by now, I suppose, her university in Argentina, and that's it. She's probably the most kind of iconic, in a bad way, example, most infamous example that I maybe have, but I get a bunch of other examples. I have spoken with a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of different stories, and that's it. Um, see, so lack of patience, lack of correct values. It's not. I can't blame her 100%. Like, it's not her fault 100% of the situation. It's, generally speaking, such mistakes, they come from parents. It was not the first time that she dated someone. She dated someone when she was 16, and it probably started back then. It all comes from education. Her parents didn't probably speak with her much about it. They were ignoring her in certain situations. If I remember correctly, when she was telling me about all this situation, about her relationship with her parents, they were, I don't know, they were doing some business or whatever. Maybe they didn't have enough time. They were not spending enough time. They didn't speak about these important topics. So she started dating someone when she was 16. They dated for a year or two. I think he cheated on her. He broke her heart. She had trust issues towards guys. Then the second guy that she met, it was even worse than the first one. If the first one only they ended up their relationship and that's it, the second one made a kid and left her with that kid. What a disaster. What a disaster. And it's awful. It's sad. It's awful. It's a catastrophe. And so Elika is right. See? You will get very good things if you will be patient. Just need to be patient. You need to. It was just an example. I'm not speaking only about dating. It was a random example, but it might work for other things as well. You need to be patient in your life. You need to work on it. If you're having problems with it, you need to work on it, because sometimes consequences might be really awful, catastrophic.
Can you point us in the right direction?
Oh, that was weird. Patience is a virtue.
Elika!
We're lucky.
I had it under control.
No. Let's try. Didn't work. The next one will be even worse. That's the problem. We had one mechanism over there. We have another one.
This one's a bit more complicated. You need to
Move the cranks to move the gears? Yeah, I figured.
just be patient. Patience brings rewards.
So does walking into a harem covered in chocolate.
These references are always gross.
Really? They had to make it this complicated?
We have to look at where each gear is, then balance the number of times they all turn using the other crank. It's not that bad. I think the right crank turns the gears. The one on the left controls the number of times the gears turn.
Just imagine this was a temple. Need to get through the door. what would you do?
You're thinking of gold?
Actually, I was thinking of altar girls, but gold's a good motivation too. I mean, this is the same as the floor we did before, but I've got to line all 3 gears up.
You see,
Have you seen outside this mill? I bet you can see across the whole city from the top. But all the millers see are these walls, and bags of grain.
And they know they're doing something that helps people. It takes patience just like this. We've just got to get the gears set up in the right place, so one turn will line them all up.
You see, as a guy, maybe at some point it might seem to be funny that he's making girls references and stuff, but in the end, all his examples are kind of gross because what makes Elika unique is that she's not making the same examples. See, she's not saying, "Oh, imagine me, a princess, walking into a place where there are a lot of boys and who are interested in me or something like that. Me and 20 guys out there or something like that." It just sounds gross. It sounds gross, you see, and this is why these examples are kind of meh. Let's start turn.
Turn it now. Okay, I'm ready. Push.
What if we start with this one?
Let's go. We have to get to the top. We should keep going. I can't see the hunter anywhere. If we're going to solve this, we need to go on.
Gods, monsters, crazy women. What's the difference?
We need to turn
Give me a
this
hand
thing
here.
one time. Like that we have this one. The right one is down there. You see? Both of them are facing east. Now we can turn all 3 of them the right. Like that. Should work.
Turn it again. There.
Then yeah. Voila. I'll fight with the hunter and it will probably be the last. It will end this part. Elika, like a real good partner, teaches you only the best things. She's not making gross comments. She's not making any weird things. She's not saying. She's being well-mannered. Yeah, I told you, a perfect female character.
Fine. Something I can hit.
I got your back. Can you still fight? There's still time!
Stay back.
He's weakening! I'm not close enough! Well done!
He wants to play rough. See, you don't always have to wait for things. You have to make them happen.
Is that so?
Look around you. We could die in the next 5 minutes. Then where would waiting have got you? I'd rather die trying than waiting.
Maybe you're right. If you want something, if you really want something, you shouldn't wait.
Yeah?
So, what are we waiting for?
The disappointment in his eyes. Just he wanted to believe that she's flirting, but she got a goal and she follows her goal. She needs to save this
Here we go.
place.
Watch out!
I mean, they made it this way. I mean, it really looks like she's flirting. I mean, she might be even flirting, you know. But you know, you can flirt with someone and still be focused on your goal and do not particularly be looking for any kind of relationships or so. Yeah, it usually doesn't make much sense, right? What's the point of flirting if you're not willing to have anything, right? Or wrong? Who knows?
Good job!
We're all different. Some people do something
And
similar.
over! Hey!
Some people flirt just like that. I'm not. Let me jump over there.
Hold still. Over we go!
I mean, as I said, Elka got a lot of good qualities, so no wonder Princess fallen for her. Or maybe he's not fallen, but he likes her. That's for sure. Maybe he's not really in love with her. But like, she got a lot of attractive qualities, so no wonder finds her attractive. Finally, yes, the first time I managed to kill it. Just like that.
Ahriman's supposed to be a legend. Sharp sword and an empty horizon. Sometimes
Whatever.
that's all a man needs.
I think I'll
Sometimes.
just stop here and speak. It didn't show the icon, and I press T to just make random comments. So I'll just probably stop here for the second part, and I will continue this one very, very soon. That's it, ladies and gentlemen.